before this video starts, you're going to head over to the link in the bio. You're going to click over to the part where it says Jason Francois merch, and you're going to scroll and look through these 4 items. I have a phone case, a notebook, a hat. You're gonna give me your 100% honest opinion, and if you order something, thank you in advance. Just tell me how. Just tell me how. Look. Let's get right into it. Avatar season 1 was crazy.
Kid that looks like Little Bill, but on light mode, that dresses like a Chinese stereotype, that be moving the air with his mind, and has the worst tattoos imaginable.
Buddy Eustace! I think you mean Ong. Shut your black ass up. His name is Aang. Don't let me catch you saying that ever again.
You start flaming, bro. I'm not like, what side are you on? I thought you fucked with Aang.
You were either born after Prime Fortnite or should be in jail for the rest of your life. And Impel down level 5. By the way, I definitely lied. His tattoo's kind of tough. I'm gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? That shit got tough. I just had to keep you hooked in the video, you know what I'm saying? But let me catch you up to date on Avatar.
Don't lie about the tattoo.
Water, earth,
Okay.
fire, and air. There was a time when the Avatar kept peace between the 4 nations, but the Fire Nation switched up and slimed out everybody. Only the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, could save them.
Where the fuck was the Avatar, nigga?
But Brody gets out of there. 100 years passed, and the Fire Nation have almost taken over the whole world. So from what I'm hearing, the Avatar seen he had to catch a fade, went to check the names, and seen a whole nation of Fire Masters. I would have left too, bro. Y'all wrong for that. But now we see our main characters, Sokka and Katara. Katara is a waterbender, and Sokka, he just has a really bad haircut. I don't know, bro. I mean, wow, bro. He looks like a
My son was still pulling shit
roach
up.
that wished to be human. I can't explain what that means, but it makes sense. Anyways, they get caught in this water stream, which is low-key dangerous. Looks like a Balloons TV map. But they're out here driving this boat recklessly, like they're Kodak Black or something, ending up on this iceberg. That's when Katara's like, why didn't you pay attention? You should pay attention to doing them damn dishes. I'm not even trolling. This dude was mad sexist, and I don't remember him being like this at all. This right here was an elite level rage bait, getting her so mad she started waterbending and broke this big old iceberg behind them. After this, the water started glowing and something came up. I thought she just summoned Kyogre. We were all about to be in trouble. But instead, it was another iceberg, and we see some bald-headed kid inside the ice. He is not Mewtwo. He really thinks he's him, though. Anyways, they started smacking on the ice, and they let out a glowing light.
Like, this nigga was ore farming before ore farming, bro.
At the same time,
real
we
life
see the
ore
Fire
farm.
Nation is nearby the light. Finally, Uncle, you know we're gonna go slide on that? We don't admit. Oh, shit. Hi. Doshimasu. Nigga, what? I don't speak that shit. This is a cartoon, not an anime. And you know I have to mention it, bro. We have to have a conversation about this man's haircut. Because, wow, bro, your barber hates you. We need to find that terrorist that disguised himself as a barber and lock him up permanently. Anyways, the bald-headed boy gets up, looking all tough and stuff like he gonna do something, then just falls right down. He probably got hypermetheria, or whatever it's called, because he has no hair. He falls into Katara's arms, and I'm dead, bruh. Why he just poking Buddy head like he a possum playing dead or something? But the boy's like, come closer. I need to ask you something. Yeah? What is it? What's up with you, baby? On Airbender crib. But he gets up, and it's just as confusing how he got there. Until we all hear this growling. He runs over there, and we see this big old flying bison named Appa. This right here is an OG and a GOAT. We will not tolerate no Appa disrespect. That's when we learn Aang is an airbender. And with them being stranded, they need to ride back to the South Water Tribe. So Aang gave them a ride on Appa. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't ask for no gas money with these prices out here. At this point, bro, my car's running on hopes and dreams. That's when it cuts back to the Fire Nation. Uncle in the back trying to sleep, but Chopped Haircut is posted. He is not trying to let Brody go. He says his honor depends on catching the Avatar. And the fact that his honor depends on catching a dude that's been missing for 100 years is crazy. They sent this man out on a nearly impossible mission. They hate, bro. They hate him. Meanwhile, Katara asks,
go find the fucking Avatar. But this nigga hasn't been found on the... Go find that nigga, man.
Hey, since you're an airbender, did you know the Avatar? Nah, I didn't really know him like that for real. Like, I knew someone that knew him, but like, I didn't really know him for real though. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when we see this flashback and gain some Aang knowledge. He was riding on his bison when the storm hit. She was looking like your average day in Florida, getting hit by 4 natural disasters for no reason. They went under the water, and he ended up turning them into an iceberg. And I'm not gonna lie, this plan would not have worked if he didn't have plot armor. He would have been looking like Mr. Free's wife right now. Anyways, Aang meets the Southern Water Tribe, and wow, they are broke. But Aang learns the airbenders have went extinct. So he had to show them how fly an airbender really is. Hey, you see what I did there? You see what I did there? Oh shit, Aang! Sir, they hit the second tower. Then we see Chopped Haircut training with the Fire Nation soldiers. And he did this goofy little quarter side flip. So his uncle had to stop the training and tell him he does not practice that shot. almost blew his head off for being this corny. But then Buddy says, teach me something new. I'm done with this training, and you'll do what I say. Tauba wa Yoda. And I'm not gonna lie, the way he was talking to his uncle was mad disrespectful. I cannot approve of this. While Katara shows Aang
That nigga
around
was
and tells
small.
Aang she's the last waterbender in the South Tribe and needs a teacher. But Aang doesn't know waterbending. He's an airbender. So he says he'll give her a ride to the North Pole so she can find a teacher, but she wasn't sure about it. While they're out exploring, they find this abandoned Fire Nation boat. But thank the Lord, Aang isn't stupid enough to walk inside a Fire Nation boat that's probably booby trapped. Wait, what? He did go inside? Okay, anyways. They find out he was stuck in the ice for 100 years and missed the war. Well, I can't blame him, bruh. I'd want to get booby trapped too if that means what I think it means. Oh, never mind. They got hit with a tripwire that locked him into a cage, set off an alarm, and warned the Fire Nation of their exact location. Luckily, he got out, but was spotted okay. But then the Fire Nation came to their front door like a DoorDash worker. And I'm so confused what Sokka was thinking, trying to stop a ship with this thingy. Brother, you are an idiot. I don't know what this plan was. They started walking into his section, so he ran up on them, and oh my lord, they didn't kick the snot out this nigga nose. I know his head is ringing, but he got hit with that boom. When Chop Haircut almost slimed everyone, Sokka came back trying to sneak in, and oh no, the weed of devastation. Buddy, did you just get whipped into the air? Chop Haircut must have had some type of hockey or ultra instinct, I don't even know. If someone throws fire at me, then destroys my staff, and plays paddleball with my head, I'm leaving the village before sunrise, bro, it's over. But that's when we see that Aang slid, literally. Dude put up on a penguin and turned him into bowling pins. They got to strike out too. That's when it's revealed that Aang is the Avatar. Oh my gosh! How did Katara not know this though? She knew he was an airbender, then asked him to teach her water. So obviously she knew. Anyways, Aang trades himself in for the protection of the village. And they really just let him go. Like, seriously? But later, Katara and Sokka regret letting Aang leave and decide to use Appa to catch up. Meanwhile, Aang is being held on Chop Hair's ship, and he decides to airbend, slapping these guys against the wall. He then runs and kicks in a door looking for his staff, when he runs into even more Fire Nation. But he has been watching way too many Sonic highlights, because he takes off running
Went on
over
the
their
wall.
heads onto the next floor of the ship, and he does his 20-foot leap over fire. Buddy moving like open the vault LeBron. How does he have hops like this?
When
Eventually,
LeBron do
he gets to
that?
Uncle Iroh's room, but he just sleeping and stuff, so he let Brody get some rest. So he goes to the next room, finding his staff. But when he walks in, the door's shut. And damn, bro, my son in the back is pissed. Aang didn't even do anything to him. In the back looking like an evil spirit or something. What's going on? He then shoots fire, but Aang displays the best of Zero build moves. He hit him with the Sonic Roll Nutmeg, then started hiding behind bro's back. Like, where are you looking, buddy? All you gotta do is turn around. Duh. He then disrespects him by putting out his fire, then running on top of bro and hopping into the air go-kart. Look how much fun this nigga's having. He is not taking this shit seriously. He thinks this is sunshine and rainbows. Ain't no respect for the Fire Nation. I mean, he was basically out here driving on Rainbow Road going crazy. He then wraps him up in the Fire Nation's flag and said, bang. Matter
Damn.
of fact, he said, boom, and dropped buddy. He even left this nigga a mattress. Let me give him a blanket and a little hat too.
My
Good night,
son.
little
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
He then
yeah,
ran
he out,
outside,
he out.
trying to use his glider redeploy, and here comes this dude. What kind of
This-
jump scare is this?
I
But
thought
this
this
knocks
nigga was
Aang into
out.
the ocean, where he starts glowing using the Avatar state, coming back up and sweeping all the Fire Nation soldiers. They then hop on Appa and dip, heading for the North Pole. On their way there, they decide to stop by the air temples, but Katara warns Aang it might not be the same. Meanwhile, Chop Haircut, real name Prince Zuko, goes to get his ship fixed, running into Commander Zhao. He's like, hey, little bruh, what happened to your ship? Nothing. I totally didn't see the Avatar. Isn't that right, Uncle? Sashi. Y'all gonna see, but Commander Zhao was a problem this arc. Zhao's like, hey, keep it real, bruh. Did you find the Avatar or not? Nah, bro, I would never lie to you. Sir, reinterrogated his crew. All of them ratted. They found the Avatar, let him get away. Embarrassing L. Con Ultra HD. Bro hired 6ix9ine for his crew. Aang then makes it to the air temple and finds his flying lemur named Momo. But while chasing him, he finds his old big homie, Monk Gyatso. This makes Aang go into the Avatar state, making him nearly kill Sokka. Broski did not deserve this, but Katara calms him down with her kind words. They then decide to leave with their new member, Momo, making it to their next location,
Momo.
Kyoshi Island, all because Aang wanted to ride some koi fish. But there was something else in the water. It was about to be looking like Hungry Shark Evolution. That thing was not planned. Luckily,
Damn, I haven't
Aang
played
was
that game
faster than
in
the
a
zoo
minute.
when a penny dropped. He got
might
out of
play
there
that game,
just to be
child.
kidnapped by these female
I'm playing
warriors.
that game. Y'all
And why
gonna
the
see
hell
me
they
watch-
kidnapped
y'all gonna
Momo
see me
for?
get it
There was
going.
no reason to do
Hungry
this.
Shark
After being
game.
kidnapped,
Watch.
Sokka says,
Let me see
no
if I can
way,
get
I got
that shit.
kidnapped by some dishwashing, kitchen cleaning broads. He's about to learn a valuable lesson. You see, on Kyoshi Island, they have female warriors because of Avatar Kyoshi. That's when Aang
Kyoshi.
says, I am Kyoshi. and a new life. And they almost whacked this nigga for the blasphemy he just spit until he started airbending and flicks on them. But word of the Avatar's return started spreading across the nation, all the way back to Zuko. He got word of this and slid within 5 seconds or less. Meanwhile, Aang was getting complacent with everyone praising him. Meanwhile, Sokka was getting tortured by these girls, getting forced to dance like a jester. That day, he learned extremely complex things, like women are people that should be respected. He then asked them to train him. Wow, character development. But that's when the Fire Nation pulls up, riding into the town, like some rhino things I don't even know. The Kyoshi warriors try to stop him, but Zuko low-key got some hands. He beat up 2 girls and a femboy on low difficulty. It was low-key a feat, not gonna lie. Unfortunately though, Aang is not one of them. He not gonna play. He put that man down, but the damage had already been done, with the town burning. Aang learns he can bring good and bad energy. So on the way out of the island, he jumps off into the ocean and uses this big old creature to put out the fires from the village. After this, Aang heads to the Earth City of Omashu. Apparently he used to come here a lot as a kid and play with his friend Bumi. But before going, they decided he needs a disguise. So they gave him some grass and some hair. Well, they could have disguised him in some new clothes or a hoodie or something. But this right here is where we see an important, crazy character reveal. The Cabbage Man. He tried to get into the city of Omashu, and they blew this man's car up. Let me tell y'all, this nigga life is terrible. Worse than that one dude that be in all the ads. When Aang went up there, they was like, "Who is you, big bro? My name's Pitopapulin Scalopoulos. Now get the hell out of my way." That's the name he actually said, by the way. I don't know how they didn't arrest him immediately for that name, but like, whatever. He got right up in that city. I'm gonna tell y'all, these disguises was useless. Because the first thing he does is go Minecrafting through the city, and on some houses, and through some houses, and landed back on the Cabbage Man's cart and was arrested. But I don't really care about that. How did the Cabbage Boy get back in there with a new cart? Is that not a crazy speed feat? Anyways, he's taken to the king of Omashu, and this dude said, "Off with his head! Off that nigga now! 1 head for 1 cabbage!" Brother, you need to seek help. But the king came down to his own verdict. He was like, "Throw them up! Feast." And they started having a party. Everyone was eating, you know what I'm saying? It was lit. It was chill, you know what I'm saying? Yo, this is getting bad, bro. I'm partying through a show that was made before I was even born. So Aang was like, "Great, guys, I have to get out of here now." He was like, "No, bro, you ain't going anywhere. If you want to leave, complete my 3 challenges." One of them was like, "Go fetch me a key," something easy. The second one was like, "Go tame this giant beast." And the third one was catch a fade. He said Aang may pick any opponent that's present. So Aang thought he was slick and said, "You know what? I pick you." And Brody said wrong answer. And he was right. Because he takes his jacket off. And what the hell? My fault, Unc, you been staying in the gym getting right. This big, Broly Brolic looking dude, are you for real? He was out here moving, throwing whole boulders at Aang. Aang tried to dodge jumping in the air, but this man shot him down. Bro, I'm telling y'all, he was trying to put this man in a coffin. You a whack on a PC, that's the control, not protection. Yo, these are life-changing situations, throwing whole boulders at him. I can't even tell you that Aang won this fight. If anything, he spared bro, and I'll tell you why. Because this is actually Aang's best friend from 100 years ago, Bumi.
Yes,
so why did he try to kill Aang? Why not? Team Avatar then continues their travels when they spot a burnt patch in the forest. Aang then goes to this village and finds out a spirit has been coming to their city and snatching up dudes like the FBI when you find a cure for cancer. So Aang waits for the spirit to appear and says, "Hello, I am Aang the Avatar." But he was not trying to hear that shit. This might have been the spirit of King Vaughn. I don't know what his problem is, but Buddy was actually trying to kill anything. He snatched up Sokka like he owes him some money and just took off on bro. He's been waiting to catch this man, I guess. Aang followed the spirit, trying to get Sokka back until the spirit eventually vanishes. Aang passes out, then wakes up as a ghost. He's in the spirit realm. I low-key forgot how important spirits were in Avatar, not gonna lie. That's when a whole dragon pulls up on bro. It's Avatar Roku, the Avatar before Aang's animal guide. The animal guide takes Aang to a temple and gives him a vision of a comet that's coming soon, and also tells him where he can meet Roku in real life. Aang then goes back to the real world and makes peace with his spirit, and he just gave everyone back, like, I guess. But low-key thinking about it, bro, people in Avatar are so lucky the worlds are split, because these spirits out here do not play. Even the Avatar couldn't stop it. The only problem was, where Aang needs to go to see Roku is in the Fire Nation, but they still went, with Zuko following closely behind them. They ended up both getting blocked by Fire Nation goons because Zuko got DP'd and Aang is the Avatar. They tried to snipe this man down, but Appa got those moves for real. The cannons they shot at Aang ended up falling down on Zuko, but eventually, Commander Zhao let him pass because he's their only way of finding the Avatar. No way they willingly enter the Fire Nation. That's literally entering hell, bro. Anyways, Aang finally gets to Roku's temple when the dudes are like, Hello, we are the guardians of the Avatar Temple. Oh, that's great. I'm the Avatar. Yeah, we know. And they just took off on bro. Aang Loki had to get swifty on them. But he is fighting like 590-year-olds, so it kind of makes sense. After knocking them down, Team Avatar started running until one of them's like, hey, let me help you, big bro. I'm on your team. And he takes him through a trap door. Aang then makes it inside Roku's room, where he's taken to the spirit realm. Roku explains firebenders get stronger with the sun. So when this comet pulls up in 3 months, all the Fire Nation will be stronger and take over the world. So Aang has 3 months to learn every single element. Meanwhile, outside the room, all the homies got tied up and Commander Zhao is camping the reboot cards. So the Avatar steps out, but it's not Aang. It's the spirit of Avatar Roku, and this boy does not play. Hit the ball with an AoE attack, giving Team Avatar the chance to escape. Meanwhile, Commander Zhao had the commanders locked up talking about something. I'm gonna get all y'all snake-ass niggas locked up. But
Bro,
sure,
if I seen Avatar Roku,
only one of us helped the Avatar. I
What
don't
the
give a
fuck?
fuck. All y'all niggas dead. Bro, that is some crazy tyranny. What the heck, bro? Why would Mr. Zhao do this? Team Avatar decided to start walking. Since Zuko keeps
I
spawning their
would be
big
like,
ass
hey,
fight.
yeah, this nigga Avatar Roku came
Isn't
out,
it following
nigga, after
him?
being
Walk-
dead for many years. Oh yeah, you got it.
Walking is
You
so
got it,
much
yo.
safer. Oh, never mind. It is definitely not. They get into a fight with the Fire Nation, but then they get knocked out from this group of rebels, led by this Doom named Jet. And I'm not gonna lie, this man Jet was tough. He has to be a fan favorite character, like a top 10 at least. I don't know. The rest of his team, though, hell nah. Them boys was chopped as hell. Hell nah.
I just
They went
remember
back to
Jet being a
Jet's
traitor.
treehouse, and he said they're all orphans that mess with the Fire Nation. So Team Avatar was respecting them, thinking they're cool people. But the next day, Sokka and Jay go on a mission looking for fire troops, but they only find an old man. But let me tell y'all, this man Jay does not care if you are old or young, bro. If you're in the Fire Nation, bro, you need that fade. Buddy hopped out on an old man and they started beating, bro. Sokka had to step in
What?
and tell him he's wild. Later that day, he told Team Avatar that Jet is wilding and must be stopped. And they really didn't believe him. Talking about they have to go verify this story. Like, what? They asked Jet if this was true, and he said, nah, man, he was an assassin, bruh. I found this knife on him, bruh. Moving like Officer Kyle Thundercock. You know damn well that old man had no knife on him. The team was making Sokka look crazy, saying he's just hating because Jet has more Balenciaga than him, has more emotion and more hoes. So of course, he couldn't let that slide. That night, Sokka went to follow Jet to prove he's evil, and found out they're gonna have Aang and Katara fill the river, then blow the dam, destroying the city, killing the Fire Nation, and also the civilians. Now this part low-key caught me off guard, okay? But they caught Sokka sneaking at night, then it randomly became day. Anyways, they kidnap Sokka so he can't warn Aang and Katara. Meanwhile, Jet takes him to fill up this big old river with a bunch of water. Jet was like, you can just go back home and shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Don't come check on me though. Do not come over here, bro. But after completely filling this river with water, they wanted to go see what Jet was up to, and found out his friends were about to blow the dam. So Aang's like, nah, I can't let this slide. I gotta go do something. But Jet pulled up and snatched this man's glider redeploy. So of course, they had to start fighting it out, and they're fighting on top of these trees. And I gotta say, how is this even a fair fight? From what I understand, Jet is a normal dude, but he just has mad hands and drip, like I don't know what to say. They was out here getting busy, fighting on top of this tree. They was fighting in the air, bro. Jet was catching hands anywhere. Katara had to end up joining them in the fade, freezing Jet to this tree, but it was already too late. Aang had to watch as the city was blown to bits and the flooded water came in. That's exactly why you should trust Sokka over a dude you met yesterday. But Sokka actually managed to escape and warned all the villagers about the explosions and flood that was coming. Hear me out. But could he not just have warned them about the thugs that were going to cause the explosions and then go and stop them? This man had time for a whole evacuation, but not to go stop them, I guess. They head to the next island, and on the way there, Aang is confronted by an old man for abandoning the world for the last 100 years. This got in his head more than the old man could ever have known. We get a flashback and see Aang only ran away because he was scared of the responsibility of being the Avatar. And that makes sense, bro. 12 years old, treated like a weapon to fight some fire nigga? Yeah, I would have did too. We also see that Zuko's crew is tired of the poor treatment. And we can't lie, he be talking crazy to them. If you know, then you know. But this right here is how he got banished by his own family. He was in a meeting and decided to talk back around his father. So his dad set up a UFC headliner between the both of them. And of course, Zuko didn't want to fight the Fire Lord over something so stupid, but his dad seen it as weakness and burnt this man's face, then sent him on a mission to find someone who hasn't been seen in 100 years. He really disowned his son for not wanting to catch an ass whipping over nothing. The old man then realizes he's gonna die soon and probably go to hell for dissing Aang, so he apologizes. So they head out to the next island, but by this time, Katara and Sokka are sick with ligma or something. Probably got it from that old idiot. So Aang says he'll travel out and find some medicine. But the Fire Nation was posted and spotted, bro. And I have to say, W lookout. Because within minutes, they were out there and snatched up Aang. He was then held in a chamber by Commander Zhao, and he was all up in his face, breathing with that green smog and shit. His breath was hot. Later that night, though, we see this blue mask dude, and he is mad sneaky. He was out here moving like prime Batman, I can't even lie to you. I actually had no idea who this was back in the day, and even now rewatching it. But he did help Aang escape, so I was rocking with bro. But on their way out, they were spotted by Fire Nation soldiers, and they was doing anything to escape. I know, but he ain't walking in some bamboo right now. They almost made it out, but the blue mask dude was sniped with an arrow. Aang then made a smoke screen and seen that it was Prince Zuko all along. Either way, Aang saved him and then took off on bro after he woke up. You'd think this is nice, but he literally saved Aang from being killed so he could do it himself. Like, that's some crazy hate. I'm not gonna cover all the filler episodes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just not gonna happen, bro. I'm not doing it. Like, what was happening, bro? In episode 15, this girl got hit with a poison dart and became paralyzed. Then we have Uncle Iroh acting like he got hit too, bro. You did not get poisoned, bro. You are freaky as hell. What's happening? They also had this one episode where Aang freed the slaves. Bro thought he was Abraham King or whoever did that. One episode, he found some fake airbending kid in a wheelchair. It was low-key culture appropriation or whatever, but since he's in a wheelchair, he gets a pass. But I'm not gonna lie, I can't be asked to cover these one episode characters. Anyways, Team Avatar finally makes it to the Northern Water Tribe. Meanwhile, Zhao and the Fire Nation are already onto them, planning a whole invasion. They throw a party for Aang pulling up to the north side, and Sokka meets his princess, and I ain't gonna lie, she was rocking with bro. I ain't know Sokka had it like that. Apparently, he's been practicing this shot. Aang goes to a water master for training and tries to put on his friend Katara, but he's like, you didn't say she was black. I mean a woman. Why is the whole water tribe sexist? I don't get that, bro. He taught Aang how to water bend, but refused to teach Katara. So she tried to catch a fade with bro, and it was low-key cool in the show, but nobody wants to hear me repeat. He throws water at her, then throws water again, like I'm just not gonna cover that, bro. After beating up a little girl, he's seen her necklace, and it turns out Katara's grandma was going. This right here was her old side piece. Since he misses his goer, his whole mindset has changed, and he is no longer sexist, and he'll teach Katara. So he actually goes against the tradition and teaches Katara. But I'll tell you what tradition is not broken. Water Tribe girls going. Because the princess linked up with Sokka at night and kissed him, then revealed she's actually engaged. Yo, bro. If I lose my girl to the Avatar store runner with a high top ponytail, I'm drilling myself. Commander Zhao then pulled up on Zuko and tells him, you is not street no more. I'm taking your whole crew and I'm leaving. Then finds these two swords in Zuko's room and he instantly gets flashbacks to the blue spirit. It all came back to him like he was Light Yagami. Zuko was a spirit the whole time. So before leaving, he said, hey man, we all die, but some sooner than others. Like, he literally just threatened to whack this man in front of his uncle and him. Later that night, Zuko was chilling on his boat when he thought he heard something, and he definitely did. Because Zhao's goons were on board, lighting bombs on him. The explosion was crazy, or both of them. I mean, all three or four. 5 explosions? Damn, was that 6 or like 10 explosions? He really tried his best to take Zuko off this map, and it actually worked. But then the Fire Nation pulls up for that smoke, launching fireballs at the kingdom. So Aang pulls up on Appa and lands on ships. He was clearing them all out by himself. He was grinding all day, but there was too many ships. He knows if he wants to win, he needs to reach the Avatar state. So the princess takes him to a secret place with the moon and ocean spirit. After that, Aang makes it to the spirit realm and meets with Avatar Roku. And he's like, hey, my nigga Aang, bruh, I really wish I could help you. I really do, but I don't know nothing. I cannot even help you, bruh. But, I know a dude who can. His name is Koda Face Snatcher. He be drilling niggas, walking niggas down. He rob you. He do everything to you. He do not care. He will kill you and not care, bruh. But go talk to him. He's around the corner. And don't even ask me to come with you, because I'm not going. Who is Avatar Roku's connection, bruh? You talking about the plug the Face Snatcher? Like, what? But believe it or not, Aang actually went looking for the spirit and meets the Face Stealer. I mean, the Face Stealer. He tells Aang, and I quote, Gucci belt my pants, sagging till the meat show. Yeah, bitch. Welcome to the meat show. I didn't know Cole had bars like that, but it was the ultimate motivation. Unfortunately, before Aang made it back though, Zhao snuck in the spot and killed the moon spirit. Without knowing my son Aang was off one today. He came back and was on straight chaos. Started saucing up the entire army by himself. He washed the Fire Nation off the face of the earth. But Aang wasn't even the worst of Zhao's worries right now, because he tried to take off and run away, but Zuko was right behind this man the whole time. He started blasting that bro long range, then ran up and gave him a fire blast to the rib.
Damn.
And while that was going on, Aang was out here looking like a menace, looking like Chaos from Sonic, but not the little ugly one, the big one from Sonic Generations. He might have been in creative mode, I ain't gonna lie. He was walking everyone down, just doing them dirty. He was tanking all the fireballs, just moving different. Like literally. Before Zuko could even finish his 20-piece combo on Zhao, this water came up from below and picked this man up, then took him over and pulled him down below. I guarantee you, this right here was Zuko's reaction when he died.
He's saddened by the news that he was murdered. But that shit hurt. I ain't go to sleep at night.
We then learned the princess was born still, but the moon spirit gave her life. So today, she will give it back, reviving the moon spirit and dying in the process. But this is the end of book 1. Aang has freed many people, learned water bending, and it only gets better in part 2. If you want me to cover that, let me know, and I'll get on it real quick. Also, if you guys want to make some quick money, would you please join my Discord server? Tomorrow, I'm giving...
Oh yeah, he's twang. Yo, chat. Like and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoy this show, man.